Hi, my name's Dave and I'm a maths teacher, and I'm here today to show you how to make a wonderful shape. Yeah, you might think that maths is mostly about numbers, and certainly there are some fantastic numbers, such as this one in my t-shirt, pi. And maybe another time I'll tell you all about that. But today I'm really particularly focused on some geometry, and in particular these wonderful math shapes that I've got here in front of me. This one is called the octahedron, 8 faces, and they're all identical, so which makes it a regular solid, one where all the faces are the same. Now, in fact, there are only 5 such solids. The cube is one of them, but the octahedron another. But in fact, the most simple of all is this one, the tetrahedron. Just got 4 faces, and they're all the same, all equilateral triangles. Now, you might think, well, so what? Well, these shapes are very, very important in nature. For example, many crystals actually follow the format of these shapes. The octahedron would be, for example, carbon tetrafluoride, with fluorine atoms sitting at each of the vertices. But the tetrahedron is the basis for the methane molecule, but even our more familiar water, actually, the molecules there form a tetrahedron in shape. So the regular one being all 4 faces exactly the same shape, and it looks great. But you might think, well, but how could I make such a thing? You might think it's going to need lots of complicated equipment, rulers, compasses, protractors, that sort of thing. Well, actually, no. All you need is this, one sheet of paper. So, should we go through it and see how we can do it? So basically, you take a sheet of paper, and the first thing you do is you make a simple fold it lengthwise. Okay, like so. I'll just move these out of the way. Now, when you've done that first fold, you undo it, and you do the second, what I call tricky fold. Now, for this fold, you take one of the corners, and holding your finger at the other short corner, and you're going to fold it into the first fold, but keeping that edge straight. Okay, so I'll show you that again, starting from the beginning. So we're going to take one of the corners, but keeping our finger on the other one, and we want to make that edge go nice and smoothly so that our first corner ends up exactly in the middle on the first fold. That's the first. Now, you might think, okay, well, so what? Well, what we've actually done here is we've created a 60-degree angle. Here's my 60-degree angle. Now, you might think, well, okay, but how do you know it's 60 degrees? Well, let me show you. Because if I do by doing the third fold, when I fold this one in, and again, following the same format, I just fold it neatly, and I make sure it goes exactly on side itself, so that I don't create any new folds. All I'm doing is using the piece of paper edge that was there before and folding it in to make my third fold. Now, when I open these out, well, a special thing happens, and I'm going to show you on one that I made earlier. And here, if you can see it, okay, so there was the first fold, there was the second fold, and when I undo them, I've got here the 3 angles, and all those angles sit on each other. So of course that means that 3 x's makes the 180 degrees of the straight edge. Now if 3 x's are 180, 1 x is 60. Right then. I haven't finished though because, well, it doesn't look much like a tetrahedron. So the next thing I need to do is just tuck in this little bit here so that I can make, as you can see, it's almost a triangle. So I make it into a proper equilateral triangle. Now again, when I do this next fold, folding it in, I don't make any new folds. It just follows the line that's already there in the paper. And if I do it properly, again, it fits perfectly. And so I now have a nice equilateral triangle. But it's a bit bigger than the ones there. Well, actually it is. And it's 4 times as big in area, or twice as big in length. And so, all I need to do is to fold these triangles in half. So, And you see that the first fold is actually there for you. It's the fold we started with. So I just fold that one in, like so. And then fold the second one in. And again, I can see the beginnings of a fold there that helps me. And make sure that they sit on top of each other. And then lastly, I fold the other one in. And if you've done it right, all 4 triangles will lie exactly on top of each other, like so. And then all you then have to do is to open them out, and you have your regular tetrahedron. Now, if you've got 2 of these, you can actually fit them together to make an octahedron, but I'll let you find out how that works, okay? And the only thing that remains really is, well, how does it work? And that's something that if you've done some trigonometry, you might want to investigate why that, okay, and it's all about that second fold, what I call the tricky fold. A quick reminder again, so start with your original piece of paper, and you took one of the corners and you folded it into the middle. First fold was just the lengthwise fold. That second tricky fold is what created the 60-degree angle. We saw why it was 60 because we saw that the 3 fitted on top of each other, and that makes exactly 60 degrees. 3x is 180, x equals 60. But how does it work that we can just do it as simply as that? Also, other things that you can do, there's actually quite a few other shapes that you can make from that equilateral triangle, and you might want to investigate those. So, once again, just try it for yourself. It's right from the beginning. First fold, lengthwise. Second fold, take the corner and fold it in. Then third fold with the rest of the rectangle onto the triangle, making no new folds, just following the creases that you've already got. Fourthly, tuck in this extra little bit here, and then you've got your equilateral triangle. From there, you can fold in each of the half triangles into the middle, and you'll then have the net that makes your regular tetrahedron. 2 of those can also be made into a regular octahedron. Have fun. Thank you.